Football, bloody hell. Is there anything left to see? KP, I have with me today for the show, and I am joined by two Man United fans in Dave and Joshua. Boys, how's it going?
All good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
How's it
here
going,
we are.
Josh?
So here we are watching our Euros and yeah, getting the heat on the moment. United definitely have a heads up on Rafael Varane definitely, maybe hopefully.
Okay, so while this is a Man United takeover, this is the show for the Euros. But before we get into today's games, I'm going to go into yesterday's games, starting with Spain and Croatia. Dave, roller coaster?
It was pretty wild, man. I mean, I couldn't understand what was happening in the game, and pretty exciting for neutral fans. So I had a great time. I watched it bits and pieces of it, and my 18-month-old is to blame for that. But phenomenal to just even be a small part of it and then catch the highlights later. Beautiful day for football in general.
And Capes, Alvaro Morata, zero to hero.
Oof. Proved all his critics wrong, don't you say? That volley was just something else. The way he received it, finished it off. I mean, having said that, though, Spain created history yesterday, scoring 5 goals in 2 consecutive matches in the Euros. Pretty big for them, and they're the second highest scoring game that they played in the Euros.
I thought the
I think that
Aspi
was
goal. Sorry, I thought the Aspi goal was sort of like the one where after which they started believing more in the game, and as soon as that goal happened, suddenly you could see them like spark up.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Modric came to life. But Josh, do you think Croatia probably got tired in those last 30 minutes? Or was it just that Spain had more quality?
I would say Spain always has been keeping possession. They got them tired. I feel they drained out on the 80th minute Croatia, yeah. And overall, their performance also was delivered till the 90th minute. They definitely got drained out over the extra time. So yeah, maybe they could work on, getting on players up at the right time. So,
And from that roller coaster, we went on to the next one, where again, Shakiri has made me eat my words. Now, KP, I want to start with you. What was that game? You miss a penalty to miss a chance to go 2-0 up, you go 2-1 down, and then that happens.
That was truly a roller coaster. I mean, excluding the penalties, we saw 14 goals in 2 matches, and that was just something. I think that was more than Group D, if I'm not mistaken. The whole of Group D didn't score 14 goals. But having said that, I actually do feel I kind of feel bad for Mbappe. I mean, because the media had a field day after that game with him in the middle of everything. So, and honestly, all of us are United fans. How has Pogba never scored a top bin
I
shot
was
like?
I was getting to that, and I wanted to ask Dave this exact question. You're a die-hard Man United fan. You've been there, you've met the players, you've been following them. You've even done some leaking, which we'll talk about. But please tell me how Paul Pogba is Paul Pogba for France, and then he turns into Fred for Man United.
So it's a tough one, right? Like, I mean, I've been thinking about it all season. Beginning of the Premier League season, I had a similar chat with other group of friends, and they'd asked me what was the one thing you'd like to see this year, and I was just like, I want to see a fully functional top level Paul Pogba for the year, and then we're good. We'll be good if that's the case, because everyone else will, come up around him, and that didn't happen because there were again flashes. He had his injury. Um, I think with France, he's just surrounded with so much quality, similar to Juventus, right? Like, I mean, and N'Golo Kante right next to him versus in United, he has a Fred or a McTominay. No offense to both of those players. I love Micto in terms of his vibe and his passion, but in terms of quality, I don't think he's a United player. So maybe that could be a difference. There's also confusion of where he plays in United. He's sometimes playing in the left of a three, in 4-3-3. Sometimes he's playing top left. Is a lot of Solskjaer has done a better job with him than a Jose, for sure, by trying him in those positions, and it's worked. But I guess it's just the quality of players around him in France, and he doesn't have that defensive responsibility. But then last night, one of the goals was Pogba being Pogba for United, which was him fucking up in midfield, and then the ball went at the back, right? So um, at United, I guess he has a more defensive responsibility. At France, he's covered. So that's what I think. And yeah, I just hope that potential which we talk about shows someday. Fuck.
And Josh, I mean, was it France throwing it away, or was it Switzerland really, really wanting it more than them?
Well, Switzerland worked their asses off for the game. You can clearly see the results. Overall, my player of the match was Sommer, definitely saving the whole team there. The defenders played really, really well. Uh, I believe that player's name is Garvanovic. My God, star of the game. Really, really effortless. I mean, too much energy, too much enthusiasm overall. Till the end moment, going it, making it, all the way to the penalties. And definitely we'll talk about Mbappe a bit later.
Okay, so we're coming to our first game today. And KP, I'm going to come to you last because I have a little surprise for you.
Oh,
But
no.
Josh, England versus Germany. Now, Germans have looked hot and cold. England's just look cold. They've scored 2 goals. Yes, they've kept 3 clean sheets. But do they look the part? Do they have enough to get revenge on Germany?
Well, I don't believe being a supporter of Germany. I would say Germans will beat them 3-2, give them a good thrashing, maybe 3-1. England definitely is not taking it home, maybe for the next Euro or for the next World Cup too. So yeah, Germans definitely have a great squad, a very tough defense to, break all. So maybe Hummels, I believe in him. And Muller, yeah, with good experience, he can take out these Englishmen. Of course, English definitely have a great squad. Sterling, maybe Foden will be out today. Christensen. So let's see how it goes for the game.
And there are rumors that Southgate is now probably going to play a three at the back, which means that a Mason Mount or a Jack Grealish, who are ahead of the rest, in the running, might miss out. So it's going to be Sterling, Kane, Foden. You'll have Phillips and Rice in the middle. Luke Shaw, Walker, Maguire, Stones, Trippier for some godforsaken reason, and Pickford in goal. So I don't know what is with England having the team, having the stars, but not performing on the big stage.
I think it's the manager, man. I mean, clear. Like, I'm not a Gareth Southgate fan. He literally like fluked the World Cup, right? Like, they just were at the right place at the right time, scoring the right goals too. They were literally dying at every moment and then reaching the next round. And the same is happening here. I mean, look at the group stages. Like, we only talk about the potential, but I was surprised not to see Sancho. Not because I'm a United fan, but you need that pace. Like, Raheem Sterling, great, but there's already a rumor floating around that he's going to start with Saka again today. Saka had a great game in the against Croatia, and I think it's the manager. I think he's stuck between should I attack or should I defend. He's in that middle gray area. I think he should just go for it, like against Germany. Go for it, just let's see what happens. Match them toe to toe. But again, this 3-5-2, he's going to be careful and see what happens. Wait for the counter attack, Harry Kane goal or a Raheem Sterling goal, and he's still hoping. And I was listening to Rio Ferdinand this morning, and he was saying in prior to Euro '96, they really Alan Shearer didn't score for 12 games, but they stuck with him and he came good. I guess that's what Southgate is trying to do with Kane as well. But we might also see a Rashford today, I have a feeling.
And KP, before I throw the surprise at you, our dear friend Carl has said that it's coming home, and home is Berlin. And I saw you take a few deep breaths when Josh was saying that, the Germans are going to give England a good thrashing. But I have some numbers for you since, you love them and I love you. But England are third from bottom in total attempts, which is 22 in 3 games. That's 7.6 a game. And they're only after Hungary and Scotland. Now, England are third from bottom in shots on target. They've taken 5 shots on target in 3 games. They bettered their last game, which is 2-2. And they're only above Finland and Slovakia. And compared to Germany, who has 5 per game. Now, England are also third in average possession, which is 56. But the Germans are above them at 62. They have doubled the amount of crosses you have put in the group stages. You put 41, they've put 82. The completion rate is also double. And finally, you have made 26 tackles compared to Germany's 50. The winning rate of these tackles is also double for the Germans. So after this nice little stat I have given you, I would want to hear what you have to say.
I mean, I was waiting for you to get to the point, but okay, if you're going to keep...
The point is that they're better than you in every aspect. You've scored 2 goals.
It's easy to point a finger at the England national team, considering we all watch the Premier League, but we've been seeing there's leaky defenses all around the Euros, right? From Spain to France to Germany to Portugal, all have had leaky defense, including Netherlands. And I tipped Frank de Boer to be a worse manager than Gareth Southgate, and I hope I can say this after tonight's game. But there's nothing else that I can say. I guess that he's sticking with that 1-goal victories. And of course, the Scotland game was, let's not even go there, because that was, as Dave was saying, as Dave also said, it's like he was not sure whether he wanted to attack or he wanted to defend. It was like somewhere in the middle. We'll play in the middle, but that doesn't work in a championship like this, in a European championship like this. But
sorry.
Go ahead.
I think the fans will back him if he goes for it. Like, I think fans will be happy to see that, finally someone's here, like, just going for it and just...
Of course.
England has amazing talent. Why not use them? And just, I'm very frustrated.
No. And if you look at Italy is not known to be, an attacking side. And let's compare them to England. The attacking threat that England has is by far better than Italy.
Absolutely. Italy for me is the surprise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then why isn't England attacking? Why is Kyle Walker playing as a third centre back? Why is Trippier playing at left back when Chilwell and Shaw are on the bench? What is this man smoking?
I mean, you can say what you like, but England still came out of the victory against Croatia.
You can say we. It's okay. We know you.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I can say it how I want, but it still came out of the victory against Czech Republic. Still came out of the victory against Croatia. I'm saying unfortunate about that Scotland game. It was all over the place, but I still feel like if you have a watertight defense, like we've already discussed this, the defense makes up the team. It does. I'm hoping tonight, as Dave was also saying, that they do start Sancho, because Sancho has played against 7 of these 11 players, excluding the likes of Kai Havertz and Ilkay Gundogan. So I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to see this game. It's either I'm going to cry that they're going through, or they're crying that they're getting knocked out. So I don't know where it stands.
As an England fan, I think it's best to use your Man United experience, which is manage your expectations. Like, I've been smiling through the tournament saying we're going to lose the next game. So I'm very good. Like, I'm very happy. I'm at a great place. Like, tonight, I'm expecting to get thrashed. So,
but yeah, enough of England. I think Germany, Josh, Kai Havertz surprise package, Gnabry yet to perform in this season's Euros, but you think all of this is going to come out in this game? They had their little share of surprises when they went 2-0 down and they turned it around versus Portugal. Then they gave in another funny performance against Hungary. So what is the direction the German team is going in after looking at the first 3 games?
Yeah, as Kyle said, defenders make the team. I don't believe in definitely the managers are here. We have Joachim here, has a vast experience in playing international games and tournaments. I believe he's going to put up a formation today wherein, we have Havertz scoring in maybe 2, definitely. And maybe Gnabry or not, I don't know. We have the original classic players already playing in. Can definitely say Germans will not keep the ball much. English will keep the ball under their possession. So, yeah.
Give me a scoreline.
3-1, 3-2.
3-1 to Germany, and I want KP to counter this.
Sterling will be a MVP for England.
No. I like when you said Havertz will score twice, because he is present in my team. I have no England players in the assumption that they are not going to go through. But KP, I want to counter to this scoreline.
Like I said, 1-0. I'll be very happy with the 1-0. I'll be extremely happy with 1-0.
it's also an easy route for these two teams. I mean, easy as in I won't say easy after yesterday's game, but win this game and you're in with a good chance to make it, all the way to the end. And Dave, finally coming to you, a scoreline.
Damn, tough one for me. But being an England fan, I'm going to say 2-1 to England. Let's see what happens.
Okay, so revenge complete. And coming to our next game, Sweden versus Ukraine. KP, I want to start with you. They both looked. I mean, Sweden looked very good in their last game. They had that last minute winner, which helped them top the group. Ukraine, not so much. They came into the round of 16 being the third place team. You think it's tilting towards Sweden?
It's actually very hard to say because from all their previous matches, this is the fifth meeting between the pair, and Sweden have only won once in that 5 meetings, which came in 2011. And the last time they did eventually meet in the Euros was Euro 2012 with their current manager, Shevchenko, scoring the brace and coming from behind to win this. Having said that, I do agree with you about Sweden, though, because Sweden have made the fewest completed passes, had the lowest accuracy in a cross in the tournament, and the lowest average possession, which was 29%, which is very low for a tournament style, major tournament style team.
But I mean, they've kept the least possession, like you mentioned, but they have still topped a group that has Spain in it, right? So, Josh, coming to you again, I want to ask you the same question. Does Ukraine has individual brilliance? I'm not really sure, apart from that first game, if they played well as a team. Whereas Sweden are missing a big name in Zlatan, and they're still putting it together. They've topped a group again. I can't keep saying it. They've topped a group with Spain in it. So, which way is this one going?
Well, Sweden and Ukraine haven't been playing much. They haven't had past much experiences. They have played in like twice or thrice, I guess, past. Ukraine, as you said, have individual brilliance. Maybe they need to work on the team effort. I was rooting on for Ukraine actually in this game. Maybe a 1-0 or a 2-1. Sweden, I'm not really a big fan of because I don't really like Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Game definitely is really great, but man of the field definitely has a lot of ego, I guess. Never met him in person, so can't really say that. So Sweden, definitely works hard on the pitch. The defenders are really good. I guess the left back and the right back, as to what I don't know their name. But as to what I've seen, Sweden's performance over the years have really, have been fantastic over the past tournaments also. Ukraine definitely not. They have never really been part of last 16 also in the past, like visits or experiences in the tournament. This is their second time they are coming to the round of 16, I guess. So good luck to them. Rooting for them for a win as underdogs, but let's see.
And Dave, I have a similar question like I asked you for France. Victor Lindelof. Please tell me why are these players performing better here and not when they play there?
I don't have an answer to that. I just don't get it. I don't know. I think it's this. It's more mental than anything else. Maybe the mood and the vibe in the Sweden camp is far more comfortable for him than the pressure that comes with being in a Man United camp. I mean, who puts pressure on Sweden to do anything, right? But having said that, today could be one of the games of the week. I have a feeling because that Netherlands-Ukraine game was wild also. So and Shevchenko, kind of person on the coaching bench, sort of maybe gives players a boost. It's that weird World Cup where, for example, when Argentina had Maradona, they were a maverick team. So could be an interesting one. Lindelof response to Lindelof, I have no answer. I don't get it. I don't get why players who come to United degrade and decay and get fucked and then go to another club and just play amazing. Look at Lukaku. I mean, I don't understand it. I just don't get it.
Oh, well, there's a bad example in Johnny Evans at Leicester also, but he would have still been a better second centre back for us than any of these. But this is not, I'm going to cut you right there. This is not a Man United chat, guys. Behave. We're coming back to Sweden, Ukraine. Now, though Joshua has said he does not like Zlatan Ibrahimovic, We do, and I want the scoreline from you.
Josh, go for it.
So maybe they are rooting for Sweden over here. Ukraine, they're never not really seeing, as we are seeing individual performance throughout the tournament and the underdogs have risen up. Maybe, Ukraine have a better chance here. Sweden, definitely people are going for it. Match prediction also is going for, 60, 30, like 70, 30 and all, but definitely it's going to be Ukraine.
It's Ukraine for
Yes.
Josh. Dave, coming to you.
Sweden for me today after a crazy game. And that's what I feel.
And KP, I know this is going to crack you up, but Carl has just called Forsberg the Swedish Iniesta. And once you recover from that, I want you to give me a scoreline.
Oh my God, I can't believe he's messaging you saying that.
No, it's on. He's saying it live, bro.
I
He's
know.
putting it on chat.
I can't. I don't think Sweden are going to do much because I'll tell you why. Because I think Shevchenko is going to line them up super offensively because both his players in Yarmolenko and Yarmolenchuk have, ironically, they both have 2 goals, 1 assist, and both have been directly in 3 of the 4 goals in their group stages. And like
But it's not that.
Messi-esque.
But yes, he has also passed a comment saying Yarmolenko is the new Shevchenko. I am going to ignore that. But keeping Dave and my interest in mind that we need to sleep early and he has, to take care of his baby and I have work, I just hope this game ends in 90 minutes. I don't think I'm ready for another 3:30, like a drama session in the middle of the night. But boys, thank you for joining us. Joshua, we actually have a mascot that looks similar to you. His name is Ballsy. Yes, go check him out. I mean, if you shape your hair and like blow dry it a little bit, I think we'll get there. But do go check him out and do not forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you, boys, for taking our time and talking to us. Thank you, KP, as always. Guys, stay home and stay safe.
Take care. Thank you.
Thank you guys for having us. Take care. Stay safe.